Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm calling the meeting to order and asking the town manager to announce the protocols.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To be asked, everyone ensure their phone is on silent. As a reminder, this meeting is being recorded and will be posted on the town's YouTube. For those in the room, it is important that you remain quiet unless participating in the discussion. And if you're participating in the discussion, speak audibly into your microphone. For those on Zoom, it is important that you keep your camera off and microphone muted unless participating in the discussion. If you're participating in the discussion, please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. If you are a resident who would like to make a comment, please use the raise hand feature. For speakers both in person and over Zoom, please state your name and the street that you live on for purposes before you make your comments. If this meeting is interrupted for any reason, I will immediately end the Zoom and send a new link via email. And now turn it back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. So the first item is the consideration of the agenda as presented, and I understand that if someone could make an amendment, that Dr. Feather has an additional item.
Oh, I would like to discuss the consent agenda. Do I do that now?
Did you want to take something off?
I just want to make a comment on a couple of these dates.
Well, then why don't you take it off the consent agenda and we can discuss that.
Okay, can we take the dates off the consent agenda?
Yeah, so we'll remove, so why don't you make a motion to take item A off the consent agenda? And then also, what was the, can you say it with Dr. Feathers?
A tree removal permit for the property located at 4721 Dorset Avenue.
Okay, can you,
Okay, so I would like to make a motion to remove A from the consent agenda and to add the tree removal at 4721 Dorset.
okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So our next item is our public comment period. If you have a comment or question, if you could come over to the podium, please, and say your name and your street.
Vicky Wisdom, 4821 Cumberland. I just wanted to get an update
Can
on.
you,
Oh,
I don't think
can
you.
I watch television.
Yes, right.
I just wanted to get just an update on where we are on the issue of the Cumberland Avenue sidewalk, like thoughts and like where, like when you're gonna schedule a meeting, et cetera. And
Okay, well, thank you so much. I did ask you to come tonight to ask that question, so I appreciate your engagement all along. So what I want to say is that unfortunately I wasn't here for the hearing for the so-called charrette in December, and it didn't really go the way I thought it would go. And so what we're going to do is the town manager and I are going to meet with Dewberry in the very near future, and then plan another course of action that will include lots of there wasn't enough information because I watched it and there wasn't enough information provided, and I don't think the audience really understood what it was all about. So we're going to start again, and I anticipate that there'll be. Don't you think there'll probably be something in February?
Yes.
There'll probably be a public meeting in February to start all over again. Okay. Anybody else have a comment? Okay, wonderful. The next item is consideration of the approval of the council meeting calendar and work session schedule for 2026, and Councilmember Rovak, I think you.
Okay, so September 21st. So I don't exactly know how it works, but I'm pretty sure that that's still Yom Kippur, because Sunday night at sundown is Yom Kippur. And then Monday night, I think, is when you break the fast, right?
Yes.
I don't think that would be a good date.
Oh, correct, yeah. So what do you, should we change it to Tuesday, the 22nd?
I mean, that's fine with me.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Um, Then the other thing,
Okay, so when you make the motion, include that change to the 22nd.
so the other things I wanted to say were that, I know that we kind of didn't have an August council meeting or work session. Well, we did have a work session, but we didn't have a council meeting. But then our council meeting ended up being in the work session. And I just wanted to point out for everyone that, August is back on for like a full town council. And,
So did you want to make that, remember this year, I think the council eliminated the August council meeting.
yeah,
Right, Councilmember Heller?
yeah, we
Right.
did.
So what I would suggest is that since it seemed to work out because we scheduled as necessary. So what I would suggest, since people are planning their August right now, that you just remove that August meeting and then we just, in June and July, schedule whatever's necessary. Is that meet
Yeah, I mean-
does that meet your concern?
Yeah, well, just that we had discussed, before not having it in August. I mean, I'm not sure that, one of the things that we talked about last year was that we canceled the council meeting, but then we kept the work session. And I think, the original intention of it was just to not every meeting in August, because everyone's traveling
So do
and
you want to make,
not here.
so
So I think I
you want
would
to make a
be
motion to,
in favor of knocking out both meetings.
okay.
can I
So
jump in here?
Is there, so
I don't have-
is that your motion?
I'm not done though with my
Okay.
hearing,
Okay.
my dates.
I don't know how to raise my,
Okay, so
We're gonna,
let's let Councilor Heller comment on that.
okay,
thanks. I don't know how to raise my hand. I'm really sorry. But I totally
Maybe
agree.
Justin can help you.
Okay, Justin, tell me how to raise my hand. That'd be good. I don't, I don't know what happened this past summer with having the work session on the agenda. I thought the idea was to take August off. Other municipalities do that, which is where I got that from. And I think we need to take the month off. And I think we need to prepare and let our town residents know, not in July, not in June, but maybe like in April, that we're taking off August and to send us your concerns, but so we can address them in April, in May, June, and July. That's what I'd like to add to that. Thank you for letting me jump in.
yes. And then the last thing that I wanted to point out was that on December, like that work session on the 21st is basically like the week of Christmas, and the kids are already off school for the most part, or mine probably will be. And I think that that's maybe too late in December. And I didn't know, because the reason why we're doing that is because the 1st of December is a Tuesday. So that puts the town council meeting on Monday, the 7th. And I don't know if there would be any call for doing the town council meeting for this month on Tuesday, December 1st.
Well, let me help you out. I think that given what happened this year and what happens historically is that a work session in December isn't necessary.
Mhm.
So I would suggest that you just add to your motion that the work session in December be eliminated. And then, in November or October, if it seems that it's going to be necessary, it can be scheduled. But it's nice to put the calendar out now so that people can, because people plan trips. And so if it comes to be necessary in December, then it can be scheduled, in November.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I think that all your ideas make a lot of sense, and so I think that's a good idea to eliminate it for now.
So should I make a motion then?
So yeah, would you like to? So why don't you make a motion?
Okay, I would
for the-
like to
for
make
the
a motion
you have
to,
three things you wanted to.
yeah, I would like to make a motion to cancel the August council meeting and work session, to move the September 21st work session to the 22nd because of Yom Kippur, and to cancel the December 21st work session.
Okay, is there a second?
Second it,
I'll second it.
heard it.
I guess I heard the president first. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So that will be published as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Excellent. The next item is consideration of the permit amendment application submitted by Mid-Atlantic Builders for the property located at 4712 Fallstone to amend the previously approved plans to add a fence. Mr. Tezzanicher.
I will turn it over to building administrator Steve Circo to make this report.
I had flu last week, I'm just trying to be extra. Whatever I say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So First Central Fallstone has submitted a request to add a fence to the project. The fence is fully compliant with the town's code. It's a 6-foot tall fence, we go up to 7.5 feet. It's setback required distances from front yard, from the front code. There's also a small retaining wall. Working as the town manager, I talked with the town attorney to verify that the retaining wall, because it is slightly offset from the location of the fence, does not count towards the height of the fence. So everything seems fairly straightforward, but and this would normally be an administrative process review, but in this case, it's an update to an open permit has to go to town council. Do we have any questions on what's being proposed or?
Well, so does that conclude your report?
That's it.
Okay, does the applicant? Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Remember to tell us your name and for the record.
Jeff Starkweather with Mid-Atlantic Builders. And now we also, the thing we were talking about the need for the replacement of that wall. Is that we're,
Yeah, the stone walls in the left rear corner, the retaining walls.
right, but I mean, but we had talked about the replacing with that, the concrete block that's on the.
Yes.
I see, I did, yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
The existing walls in disrepair, it will fail eventually, if not already, so it just needs to. No change in the height or location.
Yeah.
That's on our side. I don't have anything else unless.
Do you have any thing to add to your comment on that?
No, that was the. that
Okay,
was the-
so if you can just stay there in case somebody has a question. Okay, thank you. Council President Barr, do you have any questions?
Yes, this question really comes from a prior experience here where fence was approved, it turned out it may not have been on the property of the owner. It may have been on the neighbor's property, and I just want to make sure that you've done the surveys correctly, and this is definitely on the property that you're building on.
It is, it's actually inside the property quite a bit because of the offset with the retaining wall.
All right,
We
thank you.
do this corner survey before and streamlines and make sure we're inside our numbers.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That's it. Councilmember Heller, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Councilmember Kumar? Councilmember Rovak?
No questions.
Councilmember Khan?
Yes, just to clarify, so this this replacement retaining wall will be, you said the same dimensions as the current, the same location as the current, the same material, so there's no
Not the
impact.
same, not the same material. The ones that are out there are just stacked rock, which is not a great thing for retaining walls. This is an actual wall block that is designed for retaining wall purposes.
Okay. Has there been any, maybe this question is to the town manager or to Steve Serco, any comments from the residents at 4710 Fallstone or 5528 Trent, who are the neighbors affected by this new retaining wall?
I have not heard from them at this time, but I will note that.
Were they given sufficient time?
Yes, And in attendance is 4710.
14.
14.
They are 14, yeah, October 4710.
They were given notice as with all the confronting the budding properties, but I have not heard from them at this time.
So just to clarify, how much notice is given? How much notice has been given? It's the holiday period, are they home, did they, like, could you just clarify what the notice process is for something like this?
Yep, so since it's usually a fence permit would be a little, with a fence permit, we send an email 10 days in advance before a hearing for, not just for fence, but any hearing that goes before the council, we send notice out 10 days in advance, but of course, that is
Yeah.
it is the holidays. So
Yeah,
that's why-
so this is just my concern, is that because it's the holidays, I don't know whether
Well, so.
those
so
residents have had a
that-
chance to
So
know.
hold
what's
on a
happening.
second, so you asked the question, so what you're talking about now, you would have during the discussion.
Okay. Thank you.
So did you have any, you don't have any questions?
No
on
further
that?
questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of the public wish to? Okay. Ms. Freeman? Lucy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you have, can you remember to state your name and your street?
Yes,
Thank you for
okay.
being
I'm
here.
Lucy Freeman and I live at 4719 Fallstone Avenue, opposite this property. And Mid-Atlantic has had a record from the beginning of ignoring the rules and codes of our town. It began with the big sign that was put up that finally I had to contact our council member Friedson to get that removed. Then the destroyed sidewalk, then the big structure, whatever that thing was, that was parked in the street with no flashing lights on the wrong side of the street, creating a great danger. Then the continual daily cars parked on the wrong side of the street. And recently, one day, 7 cars parked on the correct side of the street, but you can't have 7. And then the sidewalks destroyed again, the street being blocked and nothing being done. So before we agree, the council agrees to anything that Mid-Atlantic wants, I would like to hear whether in the last month of this project, they could abide by the rules and code of the town, have only 3 cars parked on the correct side of the street and no trucks parked on the correct side of the street, and no longer have, on a daily basis, cars parked illegally, trucks parked illegally.
Thank you.
I don't want you to agree to them unless they think they might be able to abide by the town rules.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Town Attorney, shouldn't I have the applicant provide rebuttal? So could you
Yes,
please
Mr. Mayor,
respond to
thank
that?
you.
Thank you.
Pardon?
Could you please respond to
We-
Ms. Freeman's?
During the
question?
building process, I do understand there's been things that have not gone perfect. We feel like we have been very responsive when the towns or circles pointed things out or we notice, and we try to take care of things immediately. And I feel like we haven't done that throughout the building process.
Okay, thank you. I think what I should do is allow the council to ask questions because we're still in the public hearing part of the agenda item, so.
There's another question.
No, but let's let the council ask questions first. Who responds to- Council President Barr, did you want to ask the applicant
Oh.
anything?
Or I'll ask the implied question, which is, in the last month, have you managed to follow the town rules on no cars parked and have the sidewalk been repaired so that people can?
The sidewalk repair is, I'm not sure is done yet, even though that was some build stuff that was related to that. And then as far as car parking, we did have a notification, was it today or yesterday? And we responded to it immediately, and I don't know, was that resolved? Or was already done? Yes. So we, like I said, when we filed the permit, we are a general contractor. The people we hire are not our employees. We try everything we can to monitor and manage the chaos. And appreciate your guys' feedback. So Steve, you've been right on top of everything. We feel like we've been very responsive whenever we are confronted with something.
So the site, you don't know at the moment whether the sidewalk is passable?
I don't know. I went on vacation and we got back today, so I haven't understood.
The sidewalk is fine.
Okay, hold on.
Passable.
Councilor Heller, do you have any questions?
No, I just have a comment. And my comment is really that when the contractors come into our town, I know this is a very hard job.
So wait until there's the
Okay.
discussion.
All right, no question, sorry.
Okay, Councilor Kumar, do you have any questions?
Yes, a follow-up prompted by the feedback from the neighbor. Is the subcontractor that's gonna do the fence work, one you worked with before,
Yes,
and has worked in the neighbor in Ireland?
well, I believe this is the first house we've built in our neighborhood. I don't know if he's worked for any other builders, but he's been working with me in Atlantic for years.
Okay, so it's a known,
It's a known.
that you can manage the chaos.
We do everything we can to.
All right.
It's our intention to be harmonious with them.
Is that it? Councilor Rovak, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Thank you, Councilor Khan.
Yeah, just to follow up on Kabir's question. I'm assuming then that that we have certain regulations regarding which side the fence has to face and stuff like that, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. I think the next, did someone else want to ask a question? Why don't you come on? On this side, yeah. Comment or question?
David, hear me okay? David Leviskin, 4714 Falstone. So we are going to be the other side of the fence. So we had some things we wanted to just confirm. One is that the fence placement will be along the lot line as indicated by the recent property survey and as indicated on the permit application versus up against our fence.
Your people on your right side as you face.
If you face, yes, we're on the right.
Yes, your fence is actually on your property and kind of goes at an angle like a triangle. And we are not touching yours. We're gonna be inside the fence line from the property pin. So there'll be this kind of narrow triangle between our fence and your fence.
Right.
Is how it's going to be.
Correct. And the fence that you're putting up, it's gonna be the same on both sides?
It's a shadow box fence. I think that yours kind of how yours is. The kind that is. Yeah, sure. Here.
Yeah, we saw the picture, but it only shows one side.
The shadow box looks finished on both sides because it's alternating boards.
Right.
And then-
So, because I'm not a fence person, just want to confirm that it's the same on both sides.
That is correct.
That-
It would be, yes, that is
Okay.
the same. It's considered finished on both sides.
Okay, and yeah, the name of the fence company is what?
Brothers.
Brothers. Okay. And when is the fence going to be placed?
We're ready as soon as the permit is issued. Within a few days after that, we're trying to wrap the house up by the end of the month.
Okay.
First part of February.
I just want to make a comment to what Lucy had to say. And that is that if you know what the regulations are ahead of time, I don't know how happy I would be, or how comfortable I would be knowing that I'm really good at correcting what I should have done to begin with. And I think that's Lucy's complaint. If you know that the car shouldn't be parked there and don't park them there, why do we have to complain? And then you do a good job after the complaint.
Well, we manage this thing day to day. There's quite a bit when we catch, even before you do, that we take care of right away. Our superintendent is there every day and we do see problems that we take care of immediately. When we're managing a job, there's approximately 80 different contractors and almost 400 people in a project. And we notify, when we start a project, we notify all of our subs of the rules. And then it's just every day trying to manage those rules. I know it doesn't go perfect, but we do even catch things before they're actually brought to our attention. But you know, all we can do is notify manage as best we can. I do respect your rules. I do understand your complaint, and if I were in your shoes, it'd be frustrating too. And you deal with this every day, and you do your best, and that's what we're doing as a company.
Well, we deal with it every day too.
Right.
And the fact that they're subcontractors, to me, they're your subcontractors.
Yeah,
So to me, the buck stops right there.
I totally get what you're saying. I understand.
Thank you for coming tonight. Let me just interject here. So, Mr. Town Attorney, don't we have a rule that says that at the work site, there's supposed to be a sign with a contact person so that any member of the public can call when there's a problem? Because we've had this issue many times in the past, and that's why we have this rule that there has to be a phone number on the sign. And it is, you know, we don't want contractors to come in here and try to pass the buck on their subs, because they, just like you said. So isn't that the law, Mr.
I
Tom?
don't know that it's expressly in the code, Your Honor, Mr. Mayor, but I believe it's a standard permit condition. EJ, is that right? Is it a permit condition?
Yeah, it's a permit condition. So Mr. Circo, is there a sign on this property with the phone number?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so, and what is the number? Where does that number go? Does that go to you?
It will go to my superintendent.
So and I think it's supposed to be available 24 hours. So, you know, this is why we have just so you know, I know that you're new in town, and I'm glad you've been so engaged, and so use that phone number. Okay.
So we have a group to complain. Okay.
I mean, that's how we set it up.
No, I
you know.
understand.
And then, of course, our building supervisor also said, so thank you. Did you have any other,
No, I'm good.
okay, good, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, Ms. Freeman, did you have another comment?
Yes, I wondered if, if this is part of the system, if every time there's a truck parked illegally, if the town could fine Mid-Atlantic. And what would the fine be?
Let's let the town attorney answer that.
So the town does have the ability to issue fines for violations of the code, and one violation of the code is failure to comply with the terms and conditions of a building permit. So it is possible.
Okay, so that's your answer, Lucy.
Well, I would like to hear, I asked what the fine would be, and I asked if this would be a possibility. You know.
Yes, it's a possibility.
Okay.
The fine would be $100.
Will you, the staff and the council and the mayor, will you fine Mid-Atlantic every time they have an illegally parked?
Let's let the town manager respond, because
Okay.
that's who's in charge of that.
Since the fabricated violations for the remainder of the project, that is something that can definitely be done. We can do that administratively, and then also the council could add that as well as part of the conditions of approval for this amendment as well, I believe. So yes, it can be done.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Okay, so that concludes the public comment part of this hearing. So now the record's closed, and I will turn it over to the council president to lead the discussion decision, and you can say, yeah, thank you.
All right.
Okay, Mr. President.
Just to remind you, the action is the approval of a fence that's going on the back and side yards. That is what we're discussing. So any comments on that? Yes, Will.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, if I understand correctly, the notification would have gone out about 10 days ago. 10 days ago was Christmas Day, on or about. So I have some concern as to whether, you know, the neighbors who are directly affected by the retaining wall have had a chance, because it is not a trivial thing to remove a wall and put a new retaining wall there. There will be some disturbance presumably on the property. I know that 5528 Trent is vacant, so that's builder to builder problem. But I am concerned about the residents at 4710 Fallstone, because that wall faces, you know, just basically overlooks their property, the backyard. So I have concerns about that, that, you know, whether there was really sufficient time for them to be notified. I don't know if they're in town or not. I think the broader question that Lucy and David and Audrey have raised is something we should discuss as a council. My sort of perception of this project has been that, as Lucy pointed out, there have been many issues that have occurred, many safety problems that have occurred. At the same time, I also appreciate the fact that every time these issues have been brought to the applicant's attention, I do think they have actually been resolved in a timely fashion and in a responsive manner. But I do appreciate the frustration of the neighbors that they have to have a phone number on speed dial on a daily basis. I think that's not a satisfactory situation where we are basically telling neighbors just call, and they have to call every single day because cars or trucks are parked or whatever it is. So I would definitely be in favor of having a council decision that states that we would approve this application subject to two conditions. One, that.
So are you making?
No, I'm saying that as I'm putting it part of the discussion.
Because I mean, you can make a motion.
I don't have any
now.
language right now.
You can make a
just,
motion now.
just the idea. One, that a little bit more time be given to neighbors to be made aware of the new stone wall that is going to come up, and two, that the town manager take the necessary action to impose fines for violations that have occurred in the past, especially the parking issue. That I think we should no longer have to sort of, you know, go and have this back and forth. I think the message should be clear that if there's a fine, you know, that's the way it goes.
Okay, so that the discussion can be robust. Perhaps the town attorney could suggest some language, and then the council could consider it. So do you think you could create some language that addresses what Councilor Khanna is proposing?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, but just to clarify, with respect to the first item, are you suggesting that if a neighbor objects, you know, let's say within a week, it would come back to a hearing? Or are you saying there should just be an additional notice to neighbors that this modification is being considered or has been considered?
That question's you.
I mean, I'd like to hear the views of the council members. I mean, I feel that if a neighbor has concerns about the wall, that it might have to come back to council. Yes, so it's a conditional.
You also could. You don't have to vote on this tonight. You could delay it till the next meeting so that there would be appropriate time for. If that's the.
I think if I were a resident and had a retaining wall coming down on overlooking my backyard, and I was out of town for 10 days, I'd be pretty upset coming home to find that the next day somebody has taken the wall down without me having a chance to look at it.
Well, you can also make a motion to table it to the next council meeting.
Well, I mean,
Debbie has her hand up.
I wanted to say one thing. I have a number of things to say, but I think that we should do something that EJ could easily do. And that is when he notifies the resident and he needs to get confirmation back that he's heard from them. I think he can say, please let me know you've received this email or this notification of the building. And if they don't respond to him, well, then he needs to reach out. I think that would solve a lot of these problems. And so we could always, it'd be easier to move forward on these things. The other thing I wanted to say is that I don't want this town to be labeled as a hard place to work in. I think we have to have a little bit of a heart for the contractors that come in here. And if somebody is sitting outside with a pad and paper every day counting cars or looking, to find the contractors, they may choose not to want to work here for us. Nobody wants to live next to the renovation or their new build. Okay? Nobody does. But we do, and we live through it. And we need to do the best we can. And I think there has to be some give and take when we do this, and we have to have a heart while we do this. Those are my 2 cents.
I'll just note for the purposes of discussion that the code for a modification of a permit requires first-class mail and email if email addresses are known, if they're in the town directory. So, the neighbors would have gotten an email in addition to the first-class mail.
EJ, would you just say whether you sent an email involves the letter and when you sent it?
Yeah, I sent the email. Double check the exact date. It looks like on my end, the email went out on December 26th, not December 25th. Holiday. All right. And then, so not 10 days. And then, it was sent to the residents at 47 Pinball Stone, as well as all the other confirming invite.
At the same time. Okay, thank you.
So that was Friday. Does anyone want to know what I think?
Shannon, go ahead.
Of course.
I mean, I think that it's also up to the responsibility of the neighbor to, be involved with the renovation and like what's going on with it too. Like, I don't know that we can have like EJ just call. I mean, we've already gone through how we have people that rent out their houses a lot and, maybe don't even live here in the winter or whatever. Like, I'm not sure we can make it that he has to contact and hear back from like every single person. Cause it really is dependent on you as a neighbor when it's happening to you next door to also kind of be involved with it. In my opinion, like, they're here and they are aware of it. So that's my 2 cents on it.
Here. And just to add to that, the code provides the notice that is required is 10 days, first-class mail and email. The code does not provide that additional time is needed when there's a holiday within that 10-day window.
Actually, that said, I do think that, the sooner that we can notify people, we 100% should. And I think that, 10 days, like we're running into the situation where 10 days in this 10 days or whatever it's been, it's a busy 10 days. But I would prefer to get it out like 30 days in advance or,
But we can talk about that in a work session.
yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think in terms of how we can improve the process, both in terms of informing neighbors as well as how a construction project is managed. So we can minimize chaos I am open for a discussion in the work session. I think in terms of this particular issue in front of us, I'm actually in favor of tabling this till we hear from 4710. Because of the history of concerns and because it is, to Rohit's point, it would be pretty disturbing to see a big change without having been able to weigh in on it. So that would be my 2 cents. I think we can wait a couple of weeks and get them to weigh in, 4710 to weigh in. I appreciate 47.
So you're prepared to make a
Coming in.
motion? Prepared to make a motion?
Yes, I'm prepared to make a motion, but I'd like to hear a reaction to that before I make it. Should I just go ahead?
You
I'm
can't.
not-
You cannot, unfortunately.
No, you can't.
Unfortunately, you
No,
cannot.
you cannot.
In the discussion, you cannot.
You cannot.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm happy to make a motion, but also happy to hear a reaction.
Go for it. Make the motion, see if somebody
Rob,
seconds it.
You have something to say?
I'm waiting till everybody's.
Why don't you make the motion, then somebody can second, then you can discuss it.
Okay, motion to table the permit amendment application submitted by Mid-Atlantic Builders for the property located at 4712 Fallstone to amend the previously approved plans to add a fence.
Okay, so you,
To the January 20th work session.
To the January 20th work session.
okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion.
I'm reluctant to support this one. First of all, it's a very straightforward request that is complies with our code. The fence is being built inside the property rather than at the property boundary. The neighbors have had adequate time, as evidenced by the fact that one of the neighbors is here tonight. In other words, it has come through, it's been successful. And we can't set a precedent of requiring no vote until every neighbor has corresponding directive. That's not appropriate. So I don't support that motion.
Okay, is there further discussion?
No, can I respond?
Yes, sure.
I agree with you. I don't think we should set a precedent. There are a couple of unusual circumstances here. There's a little holiday period. And it is a fence where it does impact neighbors very, very directly. So it's, unlike other things within the property line.
And
So it feels to me, and we're only saying a few weeks till the 20th work session, it would be the right thing to do by the neighbors. And there is, I don't want to kind of ding the builder, but there is clearly a history. I mean, 2 neighbors have shown up here saying there's been a history of things not working out correctly. So there are some circumstances here that makes me think it would be good to get the other neighbor to weigh in as well.
Debbie Heller has comment too.
But I agree with you.
Okay, do you have a discussion, Councilmember Heller?
Yeah, I agree with Robin. I don't think we should postpone this. I think we've alerted the neighbors. I know it was holiday time, but they've been alerted, and I think we need to move forward on this and let this project be done already. So,
Okay, is there further discussion?
Wait,
just
I
to be
have a
very clear.
question.
Okay,
I don't understand. Can you explain it to me? Like, what is this routine? I thought it was just a fence, like.
Yeah, this is exactly the point I want to make, is I don't have a problem with the fence itself. And, Robin, you say the fence is a straightforward project. I fully agree. The fence, I have no problem with. I'm referring to the fact that in the drawings and in the applicant's presentation, there's a reference to replacing an existing stone wall along 2 sides of the property there. Now, I'm not very familiar personally with the entire length of it, but there is, this retaining wall is basically right up against the yard of 4710 Fallstone Avenue. And I think my concern is not the fence. My concern is that taking down a retaining wall and replacing it is not as minor a project as putting up a fence. I think a fence is straightforward, relatively speaking. But taking down a wall and putting a new wall is not straightforward. And I think the neighbors, this is different. I think we do have to respect the fact that when, for example, I think you're probably going to have to step foot on the property to do it. There's going to be, bricks and stone all over the place there. it is going to have an effect on their landscaping back there for sure. I would like to make sure that there are, and you remember when we have discussed this project in the past, these neighbors have expressed concerns about runoff issues and things like that.
Yes.
Now, when you touch a retaining wall, and I fully respect the professionalism of the applicant, I just want to make sure that the residents in that home are reassured that this change is not going to affect any runoff issues, not going to affect their landscaping. I think it is the right thing to do. Now, when you can talk about precedent and legalities and all of this stuff, it's just the right thing to do. When you're talking about a retaining wall, you give people a little bit extra time. Given the fact that this project is probably going to continue into February, it's not going to break anything by waiting 2 weeks.
Okay, is there further discussion?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I did hear the builder say that the current retaining wall is deteriorating.
That's not the point.
Does need replacing.
That's not the
and
point. You
it's going
still need to
replace it
consult.
with better materials.
I think that's great. That's what I said. I fully trust his professionalism. I think it'll be a fantastic
Now,
wall.
We're not
The
saying
process
over the
matters.
application, we are saying table it,
Project-
we hear from
One
47.
project that the neighbors heard the same thing and they're pleased that the retaining wall is going to be rebuilt in a better
We
way.
just want to hear from them.
Okay, is there further discussion?
Do we know if the builder has had any conversations with the neighbor on that side?
Only EJ can answer now.
You what?
I think only EJ can weigh in on that. It's fine.
I guess you could pass notes to the vote.
No, you can open the record
So
again.
that we can open the record and.
Or
let the
you can-
Applicant weigh in.
Right.
I'm
get that
okay for that.
information.
Where are you guys seeing this about? Like,
There's a drawing.
I
and
see.
If you see the drawing in the red.
oh, replace existing stone block wall with new block wall. That part,
Yes,
or whatever.
yes.
Well, can we do, so it sounds like to me that this wall has issues anyways. And that it needs, it's probably good that it's being
Yes,
replaced.
I don't disagree.
Can we like maybe approve it going forward and then say that, if there's any like runoff issues into the yard, that it has to be addressed by the builder?
Or we could.
Well, there's a motion on the table. So
Table.
there's a motion to table. So that's what the issue is now. So is there
Can I
for-
respond to what Shannon?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna say, the other thought I had was conditional on getting the, in writing, the feedback from 4710. So we could conditionally approve it with the hope that they can give us something in writing by Jan, right? Was another approach we could take.
But the
I don't
motion,
think that-
but right now you're
No,
you're
that wasn't the
debating
motion I went with.
Yeah,
So that's another
right now
approach
you're
we-
debating the motion to table.
In response to your conditional line of thinking.
So is there further discussion on the motion to table? Hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, so the motion fails. So now, do you think that you want to create something that might accommodate?
Yeah, the one I was just saying out loud, which is we can approve it on the condition that we hear from 4710. In writing that they're comfortable moving forward with this.
Well, that raises, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, it raises the point that Ron made.
Well, let's ask Ron how that will be
What happens,
fashioned.
what happens if they have objections?
So, yeah, just
And it doesn't.
thinking
go
off the
forward.
top of my head now, you could have a motion to conditionally approve, but if in between now and, let's say, 5-7 days, after additional outreach from the manager, the neighbors at 4710 Falston or 5528 Trent wish to be heard, then the permit will be stayed until January 20th. But the applicant would then have to at least hold off construction until whatever window you build into that motion.
Wait,
But
can I play back
it is
what you said?
it is a bit sticky, and also just suggest the council think about if you did have another hearing and the applicants came in and said, I am concerned about this retaining wall for this or that reason, what condition could actually result from their responses if indeed the wall is permitted to be replaced as of right?
But Ron, I don't want to presuppose that judgment now. That would be, who knows what will come up in that potential hearing.
Hold on,
Yeah.
this is
So,
Councilor Kumar has the floor.
but I think if I can play back the first part of what you were saying, which is, we could say it conditional based on time. So this permit is approved, but stayed until Jan 20th. By which time we could hear from 4710. If we don't hear from them by Jan 20th, it move forward. Is that what you were saying? Ron?
So yeah, that was similar.
Similar.
So-
Is that acceptable?
Similar, not same.
No, no, so why don't you,
So I was saying that it's a conditional approval. It's approved so
What's
long
the
as
condition?
the neighbors don't object within a certain number of days.
I see.
is that
Fine.
acceptable?
That's,
Okay,
I can work with
Mr.
that. Yeah.
Mr. Town Attorney, why don't you, can you give us some language?
It's opt-in or opt-out, like it's either.
Can you
fine.
give language to provide to Councilor Kumar?
Sure. So yeah, the motion would be to approve the permit with the condition that the permit's actually not issued until January 10th. And during the next 5 days, the town manager will reach out to the owners of 4710 Falston and 5528 Trent to inquire whether they have any objection to the permit being granted and whether they wish a hearing. If they answer in the affirmative, the applicant would be notified. The hearing would be reset for the work session on January 20th, and the permit would be deemed stayed, pending that rehearing or that continued hearing.
Okay, is that acceptable?
Well,
Okay, is there a
That's
second?
very
Hold on,
wordy,
is
but
there a
yes, it
is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Well, I would like to shorten the motion.
Well, you'd have to amend
We can
it,
leave it
so.
with that.
Well, all I'm saying is just stay it until
So
January
in the council
10th,
meeting.
bang, and then let everything else under that come to play. I mean, in other words, we know exactly what needs to be done. So
Well, okay,
I guess
just all the motion simply says we approve it, but stay it until January the 10th. It's conditional approval.
but that isn't what his motion.
But then what happens? How's
You
the
still
stay
have to have a
lifted?
hearing.
Yeah, you have to have,
That is
you have to
what-
spell out the conditions, that's the
You're-
wordy part.
you're-
This
So,
is accommodates both dimensions.
All right, okay.
okay,
all right.
Councilor Heller, your discussion.
I think this opens up a can of worms. And that is for anybody to come back after we've approved something to say, but I didn't know. And but look what you did on Fallstone. You extended it because it was Christmas time. It could be Easter. It could be whatever. I just think we've been doing this for a long time where we give people the opportunity to weigh back in on things. And this is just adding layers of administrivia to us, and I think it's wrong. So that's it.
Do you want to respond?
I obviously don't think it is. As I iterated, this is a unique situation where it is impacting a neighbor. They didn't get a chance to weigh in. We are giving them the opportunity. It is a time of the year for vast majority of our residents, they are checked out. It's just a reality. I don't think that happens at Easter. I don't think that happens almost any other time of the year. So.
You
to
can't
not
say
be
that.
Cognizant of that, it's just a fact.
Okay, is there
Well, no,
further,
I mean,
is there further
August,
discussion?
July, summer,
Yes.
I mean,
Is there
every
further-
time, it's like.
Is there further discussion on the amendment, on the motion?
No.
Honestly, I think it's a good idea. I think it makes sense, but anyway. All those in favor,
Aye.
all those opposed?
Simply abstain.
You got three there?
Okay, so it's three
Shy there,
in
or-
favor,
No, I-
one
Seven.
opposed, and one abstain.
No, I
Okay,
can
thank you.
abstain.
She didn't
I
abstain,
voted.
she voted.
No, he
Yeah,
abstained.
no,
You
Oh.
abstained.
You abstained.
Okay, that's what-
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
The next item is consideration of a resolution condemning all forms of hate and bigotry. Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the same resolution that appeared at a prior work session. However, I will note that Nothing content wise, but the communications committee sent in a few just grammatical changes that have been made for this draft. They didn't change anything content wise.
Okay, thank you. Council President Barr, do you have any
I have
questions?
no comments on this version.
Councilor Heller, do you have any questions?
Nope. It's fine by me.
Councilor Kumar,
No.
Councilor Rovak,
No,
Councilor Khan.
No comment.
Did anyone? Council, you prepared to make a motion?
I propose that we approve the resolution condemning all form of hate and bigotry.
Is there a second?
Resolved and second.
Is there a discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
No,
So moved.
Oh, the tree. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Mr. Is Dr. Feather here? Oh, yes,
Tree.
Dr. Feather. Come forward.
That's what you're here for. You thought you came with a popcorn.
So, Robert Feather, town arborist, and, there's a beech tree on Dorset, 4721 Dorset, it's at the corner, by the sidewalk, the private tree, and, 40 inches. And, they've been pruning the tree pretty drastically the past 3 or 4 years, large cranes until done. The tree's dying. Evidence of that is there's a fungus that gets on stressed trees and it's at the base of the tree. The owner would like to take it down and I agree. It's not, the tree's not very bad. So,
Okay, thank you. Is the applicant? Council President Barr, do you have any questions?
It looks pretty dead to me, yes, I have no questions.
Councilmember Heller, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Councilmember Kumar?
Yeah, just quick, where is it again?
4721 Dorset.
Of course, I'm putting on those.
You know, the ones that's on the right side going towards Bow Falls.
Okay, and this is, sorry to delay us, this out of curiosity, is this a common occurrence? Is that common?
What we've been seeing, trees this large have been declining,
Yeah,
oaks and beech and.
in a similar fashion.
It's stressed for other reasons, not necessarily.
I see, okay,
So the fungus is kind of showing you that it's.
understood, understood. Thank you.
Councilor Rovak, do you have any questions?
nope,
Councilor Khan?
No questions.
There's no one. Councilor, you prepared to make a motion?
Did Debbie Heller get a chance?
Yes.
Okay.
She was called.
Motion.
I move that we approve the tree removal.
Second.
Say where it is. for the-
4731 doors.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you on.